All right, let's take a couple minutes and talk about how we can convert an opportunity to a quote inside of Dynamics 365 Sales. This is a demo environment that I've got stood up with an open opportunity on it. And it looks like we're in the develop stage right now. So we've got an office setup request for Alpine Ski House. We want to go in and we want to get them some office desks and chairs for a new building. To go in and get started, we want to add some products here. So if I come into my products area, you can see I've got a price list selected. And down below here is where I'm going to add my products. So in this area here. To do that, I'm going to select Add Products. That's going to populate my product catalog. Now I've got a couple of different categories stood up here. So I've got desks, I've got chairs, and I've got some accessories I can choose from. If I filter down my desks area, we're going to assume that we've got a setup for 6 different desks, as well as 1 conference table request. I'm going to come in, I'm going to choose some chairs. So we're going to add 6 of these blue chairs for our desks. And let's go ahead and add 5 chairs for our our conference table as well. Once I've done that, I can also use this write-in feature if I've got a product or something that I need to add that doesn't exist in my current product catalog. So we'll go ahead and say desk setup. Maybe we charge a fee to build those once they're on site. And we're going to charge $500 flat fee for that. And we'll go ahead and add that to our opportunity as well. So I'm going to go ahead and save the opportunity. That's going to add those then to my product area here. So I've got these opportunity product lines stood up. Down below here, if I wanted, I could add a discount. So this could be a blanket discount off this $9,243 order. So maybe I wanted to add a 5% discount, or below it, a fixed discount. So maybe $500 off, for example. And you can see that I can also add freight here out of on this opportunity as well. Now, to move from an opportunity to a quote, all I have to do is go into my quotes tab here, select plus new quote. That's going to gather the summary and product detail and create a new quote for us. So it's going to give it a similar name to my opportunity. So office setup for Alpine Ski House, which you can see it's referencing over on the right side as well as the customer. And I've got all those products then in the center of my screen. Now, if I wanted to go through and add different shipping information or address information, I could do that here. I've also got the ability to go in and look up the address that this account has on file as well. So if I come in here, maybe I've got multiple ship to, bill to addresses, I go ahead and have those mapped right over to whichever I like here. So we're going to just map in the address to the bill to, ship to. So both of those areas here. And then from there, I've got a couple of different options. So you can see over on the left side here for my revision ID, this is revision 0. If I was to go ahead and activate this quote and send it over to my customer, and they come back to me and say, you know what, I need more desks or more chairs, or you know what, I need to negotiate a discount with you. Maybe we need to create a revision. I can do that here. And if I click revise, that's going to allow me to then update this new quote, which is revision 1, make modifications to it before activating it again. And what that's going to do is that's going to save both copies of this quote here. So if I had made some changes and I need to look back to see what they were, I will have a copy of that original quote that I gave to my customer as well. And I'll show you where that's going to live here in just a moment. But while we're on the quote form, if we need to distribute this quote, get it out to our customer, maybe to a manager for approval, I've got a couple of different options. So I clicked export to PDF here. And now from here, if I wanted to, I could download this as a PDF copy to my desktop. I could also go in, if I've got my integration set up for email, and package this up into an email message. Or I could lastly save it to SharePoint. So if I've got that SharePoint integration stood up, I could go ahead and save this directly to that folder. Down below here, you can see I've got some different options for templates. So I do have another video where I cover how to set up a quote template. In this case, if I wanted to use this StoneRidge sample quote template for this particular quote, you can see I get some very light branding and theming going on here, where I can go in and then use this for sending this over to my customer. If I wanted to use the email feature and I select email, that's going to open up an email message right inside of Dynamics, so I don't need to navigate away to Outlook, for example, to send it off. You can see it's populating the from and to areas, as well as packaging up that quote as a PDF. And then down below here, I've got my body of my email. And if I wanted to use different templates that the company might have stood up. I could use those templates to populate this area also, or I could use Copilot here to help me write the email too. Once I click send, that is going to save this as an email message in my timeline. For the sake of demo, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to save and close this out. But I wanted to show those three different options here as far as how we can extract this quote from Dynamics 365. Going back into the opportunity, I did want to show where those quotes live. So if I come into my quotes area here, I am going to see that initial quote as well as the revised one here. And I could simply open those up by selecting the link here for each of those quotes. This is just a real quick video walking through the opportunity to quote process. Hopefully it was helpful to you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks.